What's going on, guys? It's Luke here. This is how we lost today, trading after CPI. Unfortunate loss. I wanted these longs after two. I didn't get them, so just an unfortunate day. Just one loss, though, so can't complain too much. First loss of the week. I'm going to run through this pretty quick. So basically, there's not too much to talk about, but we ended up putting in the CPI high and the CPI low. So basically, for draws and liquidity for buy side, we had the CPI high, we had the previous day high, and then we had I think that's all time high up there, yeah. And then for sell side, we had these hourly fair value gaps in here and here, and then below that we had the CPI data low, and then we had previous day low. So after market open, price initially came up. This was CPI high and ended up taking out CPI high, and then it ended up having a nice sell-off. Now from there we slowly chopped to the upside, and we actually ended up inversing this 5-minute bearish fair value gap, and we were respecting it right around here. But for me, what I seen when we swept this high, I seen that order flow was beginning to shift bearish in the lower time frame. So for me, I wanted to see if we could get a scalp short, and then potentially hit a a pretty big risk reward down to the CPI low. And the reason why was because NQ had taken out the CPI high, ES had taken out the CPI high. We had a lower time frame liquidity sweep. It seemed that order flow in the lower time frame was flipping bearish, at least in the short term. So for me, I look for the highest time frame inversion. And at this point, ES was fully up here. It was pushing bullish, but it seemed to that NQ wanted to slow down and pull ES potentially down with it for at least some type of retrace, because we were building up sell side liquidity. So basically on the 2-minute, we inversed this small bullish fair value gap. We came back in and retested, and I ended up getting a little bit of a late close after we ended up closing bearish off the 1-minute right here. And my idea was to catch basically just a scalp, manage it quick, because we had this 3-minute bullish gap right here, if you can see. So my break even point was going to be if we filled that gap. I did think we could come down and fill that gap before we move it up. So I was going to move my stop loss to break even if we filled that, and then just let the rest run from there, because we had swing low here and then we had CPI lows down there. So once again, price put in that CPI high. We end up sweeping the high. We pull back. We end up sweeping this high again. We see that the lower time frame order flow is shifting. We're building up sell side liquidity to the downside. Obviously, we flip this 2-minute gap. We come back in and retest it. We get that 1-minute bearish close off. I give the stop loss some room. And again, I have the management point right here. I think it's definitely a reasonable area for price to want to pull down to into that gap, and then maybe continue up from there. But we could get out at break even, and then if it wants to continue from there, we should be able to catch the move down to the CPI low. But we got into profit for a little bit, chopped around, and then ended up getting stopped out, and then the long idea actually ended up playing out. I wanted longs right here, but it was just too late into the session, and I don't like trading at like 11. We had a 5-minute gap getting respected right there, and then we had a 2-minute inverse, so we could have entered off of this candle right here, stops below the wick or wherever you want to put them, and then I was going to run it to the previous day high. So that would have been a nice win there, but again, didn't want to trade at 11. So that's going to wrap it up for me. We have Friday tomorrow, so we have I think we have some red folder at 10, so we'll see how that goes. End the week off with something good. Again, 3 wins and a loss in the week, so we're still doing good. I thought this was worth the risk to reward, in my opinion, and the management point made sense to me. But yeah, anyway, that's going to wrap it up for me, and I'll be back with the next trade recap and then some videos this weekend, if nothing tomorrow. And till the next one, I'll see you guys then. Peace.